How to get cheap broadband that's actually good. You'll often see cheap broadband deals being advertised quite highly on sites like Uswitch, and you might rightly be thinking, what's the catch? We all know the frustrations of being stuck with slow internet that cuts out all the time. So if you're getting a broadband deal for 20 something pounds a month, is it going to be fast enough or reliable for what you need? Here's how to find a cheap broadband deal that's actually good. Okay, so why am I paying so much for broadband? Have you noticed that your broadband seems more expensive lately? Well, it probably is. Unfortunately, broadband prices tend to creep up the longer you're with your provider. To keep up with inflation, most major providers increase their prices every April, even for people in the middle of their contract. So if you've noticed your monthly bill's gone up by a few pounds over the last year or so, that'd probably be why. But the biggest jump in price often comes when your contract ends. Let's say you sign up for an 18-month term. Once that 18 months is over, the cost of your broadband could actually jump up by as much as 50%. And if your provider offers you another deal, it'll likely be a bit more expensive than the one you signed up for as a new customer. So a new broadband deal is usually cheaper than staying on your old one. The easiest way to get cheaper broadband is to switch to a new provider. Most of the deals you'll see on sites like Uswitch are exclusive to new customers. So if you want a cheap deal without downgrading, simply switching to a new provider could save you well over £150 a year. What's the cheapest type of broadband? When you're shopping around for broadband, ADSL, sometimes called standard broadband, is usually the cheapest that you'll find. It uses the old copper phone lines to connect your home to the internet, giving you speeds of around 11 megabits per second, though this may vary depending on where you live. So ADSL is the cheapest, but is it any good? It's fine. It'll get you online, and it's enough to scroll through social media and maybe stream something on one device. But if there's more than one of you using the internet, you could quickly run out of bandwidth. And forget about anything like 4K streaming or working from home without a bunch of issues. So is the lowest priced broadband always the slowest? Thankfully, no. If you look online, you'll see that many providers offer much faster fibre broadband deals for just around £21 a month. That's usually only about £2 a month more than the least expensive ADSL deals, and they'll give you much better speed and more bandwidth for everyone at home. Just remember that both ADSL and fibre deals will jump up in price at the end of your contract, so make sure you have a reminder to shop around for a new deal before you're charged the high prices. Can I get cheaper broadband if I'm on benefits? Yes. There are some very cheap broadband deals available specifically for those on financial support like universal credit or the personal independence payment. You'll need to meet certain criteria in order to qualify, but they're definitely out there for people who need them. All the well-known providers like Vodafone, Virgin Media, BT and Hyperoptic have social tariffs starting from just £12 a month, so you can save a lot of money if you're eligible for them. You can find out more details in our guide, including a whole list of providers who offer them, linked here and in the description. Which are the cheapest broadband providers? Each provider offers a range of products and speeds, so naturally they have a range of prices too. But normally, providers like PlusNet or Now Broadband will have cheaper packages on offer than some of the big ticket providers like BT and Sky. In fact, the smaller the provider, sometimes the smaller the price. Full fibre only providers like Hyperoptic, Community Fibre and GigaClear, while they're not available everywhere, offer way more impressive speeds for the same price as standard fibre broadband with a larger provider. So check which of these providers operate in your area by entering your postcode above. What's the fastest cheap broadband deal? While deals are always changing, the fastest cheap broadband deal you can get will usually be a new deal with a smaller provider. So if you're after some really good speeds for a low price, start by looking out for these providers when you're searching for a new deal. You may not always see their ads on TV, but if they're listed on sites like Uswitch or they've got good ratings on places like Trustpilot, you can be assured that they've been vetted thoroughly and offer a great quality service. Other than that, the best way to get a fast, cheap deal is to compare deals and be ready to switch when you can. For more help or to find cheap broadband deals near you, visit uswitch.com.